Hey everybody, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Mindy Banks and I'm the Flip Flop Chef. I'm really excited to share with you guys tonight, so I hope you'll join the fun. I'm gonna just make sure that we're going live where I need to be. There we go. I just like to double check in two different places. So again, my name is Mindy Banks. I'm so excited that you guys have joined me for the party. Tonight I'm gonna show you guys how to make jerk chicken tacos. As you can see, I have a couple of our quick cookers here, and I'm going to go over all the details with you on how to use these to make your tacos. Now, you'll notice that this one is plugged in and it's going. So this is our quick cooker, and I started this before the video so that it would be almost up to pressure. So what I would like for you to do while we're waiting for everybody to join us, if you would just comment with your name, or well, comment with where you're watching from. We'll see your name when you comment. So comment if you're watching us live, and also comment if you are watching a replay. And after the party is over tonight, you're gonna be able to shop the party link and place your orders for any of the products that you see here. And you'll also have the opportunity to shop our entire catalog. So there's no way that I would be able to show you every single thing in the catalog tonight, but I'm gonna show you some of my favorites. So like I mentioned, we're gonna make jerk chicken tacos using Pampered Chef's quick cooker. So I have two of them going right here. This one, or two of them right here. This one just came up to pressure, so I don't know if you guys can see. Let me see if I can rotate this. The little red pin is not quite in the picture. You probably can't see it, but there's a red pin. It actually looks like this one. When the red pin pops up, that's how you know that it's up to pressure. So obviously this one I'm not using, but when this pops up, that's when you know it's up to pressure. So I'm gonna show you guys this one since we have the other one going. So if you're just joining in, if you would comment with where you're watching from and let us know if you're watching live or if you happen to be watching the replay later. So this is our quick cooker. I'm going to tell you about this one that's not plugged in so that you can see what I've already done. So just so you know, in this quick cooker right now, I have 2 pounds of chicken tenderloins with 2 tablespoons of Pampered Chef's jerk seasoning. I absolutely love our Jamaican jerk rub. I have 2 tablespoons of this with a cup of water in the bottom of this pot, and then I'll tell you what I did next when we actually get into this pot here. But just so you know, all of the Pampered Chef's dry rubs and seasonings are all gluten-free. So if you eat gluten-free, or maybe you know somebody who is gluten-free, these are really great. They're really flavorful. I actually prefer them over any other seasoning, and I very rarely use any other blend other than what Pampered Chef has available. So Jamaican jerk rub, we're going to use that again in just a few minutes. I always like to make sure people know Jamaican jerk rub is not really spicy. A lot of people think it's going to be spicy, but it's actually more sweet than it is spicy. So I love this recipe. You can make nachos, tacos. You can use what we have in here to make a jerk chicken salad. It's really totally up to you. So that's what I love about the quick cooker is I can make the same thing but turn it into different meals. And so let's go ahead and dive right in. So this is the quick cooker and this is the lid, but before I go into lots of details, I want to tell you guys what I've already done in this pot that's cooking. Now, if you notice, it just started counting down from 10 minutes. So in 10 minutes, this is going to be ready. So I went ahead and started this before we went live so that you guys wouldn't have to wait for that pressurizing time. So if you guys have ever put a pizza in the oven while the oven is preheating, that's kind of what you're doing with a pressure cooker, is you put the food in there and then it takes anywhere from 8 to 12 minutes to come up to pressure or preheat. And so it's actually already started cooking the food, but it takes 10 minutes under pressure. So hopefully that doesn't confuse you guys. But let me show you what I've already done. So inside this same pot, you're gonna find a stainless steel 6-quart pot. So this is empty right here, but we're gonna pretend with this one that I'm gonna put 2 pounds of chicken tenderloins in here, and I'm gonna add a cup of water and 2 tablespoons of the Jamaican jerk rub. Then I'm gonna take this little trivet. It comes standard with your pressure cooker. So when you purchase this quick cooker, you're going to get these 2 pieces. We're gonna put this trivet on top of the chicken, the water, and the seasoning. Then we're gonna take this little rack without these bowls. So I'm gonna tell you about these bowls in just a second, but we're gonna put the rack in here and put our bell peppers on there and cook the peppers and the chicken all at the same time. So let me tell you about this fun rack. So you can get these individually or you can get them as a set of 2. One of them is already in this quick cooker, so that's why I'm only showing you one. But you can use these to make small cups of food. So you could do like breakfast egg cups. You could do key lime cups or creme brulee, other custard cups, little pudding cups. You can do all kinds of single serve food in these little cups. Now they come with a storage lid, but this one is a steaming lid. And maybe you guys noticed that there's actually a little steaming vent on here. So you put your cups and the lids together like this, and you can actually fit 3 on each rack. So you'll notice when I don't use this piece, there's room in here to put another one on top. So you could do 6 of these cups at the same time. So what I did in this pot, what's happening right now is we've got the chicken, the seasoning, and the water in there with the trivet. I'm not using these little cups. So I'm actually gonna set them aside so that I don't confuse you. But you'll get to see this in a few minutes when I open it up. This is what the rack looks like by itself. It'll hold a dozen eggs. So if you use 2 racks, you can actually steam 2 dozen eggs in your quick cooker. I'm going to tell you all about all of these features in just a minute. I just wanted to get you up to speed on what I've already done here. So we've got the chicken, the water, seasoning, and then the little trivet, and then put this rack on the top. And I'm going to clean these peppers out, and I'll use them for another recipe, but I'm going to put them inside of the quick cooker. So they're going to look something like this, okay? And so we're actually pressure cooking the chicken, and we're pressure cooking the peppers all at the same time. So I'm going to slide this back over and show you how to get the peppers ready. I want to show you one thing before I forget. This lid right here is so cool. One of the features with your pressure cooker is that you can actually reheat things in the pressure cooker. So if you are someone who cooks a lot of food, or maybe you aren't feeding a lot of people in your house at one time and you end up with leftovers, you can take this pot right out of your pressure cooker and put the lid, this is a stretchy lid, so it even fits on this glass bowl that I have right here. You can put this lid on your pot, put this in your refrigerator so that you can store your leftovers in the same container that you cooked it in. When you're ready to reheat them, all you have to do is take this lid off, put this back into your pressure cooker, and turn it to the sear setting. So the sear setting is just like if you put a pot or a pan on your stovetop and started cooking. So you can use it to saute vegetables, you can use it for reheating leftovers, you can make soup, stews, chilies, all kinds of things. And so that's one of the things that I really love about using the quick cooker is I can store the leftovers in the fridge and reheat them all in the same container. So let me go ahead and show you what I did with the bell peppers. So I've got 2 peppers here. I think in the pot that's already going, I have a red and a yellow, I think is the color that I chose in there. But these are just some extra ones here. I'm gonna cut the tops off of these peppers with our color-coded chef's knife. So we're just gonna slice the tops off first. And then we're gonna use this is gonna be just a little garbage bowl here. We're gonna use our scoop loop. I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Maybe a little bit more. So this is the scoop loop, and you can actually place this right into the pepper and scrape the seeds out. You can flip it over to the more narrow end, and you can scrape the membrane on the inside of the pepper as well as all of those seeds. So we're just gonna scrape this out, and we're gonna pretend that we're gonna put this in the quick cooker, even though I've already got some in there. We're gonna put these on the rack, and don't waste the top. Pop the little stem out and just put that right on the rack here too. So we're gonna do this again. We're gonna scrape the seeds in the membrane out of the pepper just like this. Put it in the rack, and then we're gonna pop the stem off of this one. And if you have any seeds in there, you can scrape them out just like that. So this is what it's gonna look like. You're gonna just place this. So you've got these cool little handles. You can place it right inside of the pot. So let me give you guys a bigger view here because I wanna show you a couple things. So when you're ready to pressure cook, you need to actually check 3 things in order for things to cook properly. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that you have liquid in the pot. So in this pot, I put a cup of water in with the chicken. The second thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that your seal on the inside of the lid is nice and tight. So I'm going to zoom in on this too. And you'll see that this seal just pops right out. So every time before you start pressure cooking, just slide your fingers around the whole seal to make sure that you don't have any loose places on the seal. Because you need to make sure that your pressure cooker will come up to pressure, and if it can't create a seal, it's not going to come up to pressure. So what I'd love for you guys to do in the comments, I would love to hear from you guys. Let me know if you have any experience with pressure cooking, because our pressure cooker is similar to some of the other brands that are available on the market. But of course at Pampered Chef, we have to do everything better. And so I'll tell you some of the safety features that we have. So one of the safety features that I love is that it has a stay cool body. So you're not gonna burn yourself. So like right now, this is nice and hot on the inside, and it's under pressure. So I don't have to worry about burning myself. I love that. The other thing is we've added handles on the bottom on both sides. So if you need to pick up your pressure cooker to redirect the steam or move it somewhere else for serving, you've got lots of options. You don't ever want to pick up a pressure cooker from the handle on the top. This handle is just to take the lid on and off. That's all that it does. So those are the two things that you need to check for before you start pressure cooking. So we've got the liquid and the seal. So the third thing, remember I said that there were 3 things. So the third thing is you're gonna just check to make sure that this steam cloud is nice and flush. Because if it's popped up, you're gonna lose steam and you're gonna lose your pressure. It's not gonna come up and cook the proper way. One of our safety features that we have here, sorry, I dripped something on here. One of our safety features is this release valve. So all you have to do, push this button and it releases the steam. So if you happen to have a pressure cooker, another brand, or maybe you've seen someone use it, typically what you're gonna see is they're gonna kind of like try to reach from really far away to pop the steam cloud up so that they don't burn themselves. And that's one of the things that I love about the Pampered Chef is, pressure cooker is that you don't have to worry about doing that. You've got that steam release valve and it's all set to go. So once you've checked those 3 things, liquid, the seal, and the steam cloud, what you're gonna do is put the lid on. You're gonna turn the dial to whatever setting you want. Now this one's not plugged in, but there are 16 pre-programmed functions within your quick cooker. So I'm gonna set this aside for the moment, and we're gonna talk more about the one that we have going here. So if you notice, I'm gonna zoom in here so that you can see, move some of this around. See, these handles come in handy. So you can see some of the functions that you have right here on the quick cooker. So the really cool thing about our pressure cooker is it's also a slow cooker and it's a rice cooker. So you can use this for so many different things. I usually tell people that anything that you want to cook, you can pretty much make it in the quick cooker or a pressure cooker. I have used this just about every single day since Pampered Chef sent me this sample. Some of the other functions that you have, there's a sear function, a steam function, a proof setting. The proof setting is where you can proof bread for the rise time. You can also use it to make yogurt if you wanted to. We have chicken and poultry, we have beef and pork, and there's also a chili button, a soup and stew button, a stock button, a dessert button so that you can make things like cheesecakes, or you can also use it for chocolate puddings, key lime pies. I've used this for most of those things. So you're gonna get this quick cooker Bible, that's what I like to call it. And it has, you hear this beeping? I'll tell you about that in just a second. So in this cookbook, which I like to call the quick cooker Bible, you're gonna find recipes for the strawberry cheesecake. Oops, I went the wrong way. And the chocolate pudding. I have a recipe group. You can find it at theflipflopchef.com, or you can actually just search for the Flip Flop Chef on Facebook and look for the one that says recipe group. There you're gonna also find a key lime pie that I made in this pot right here. So this is a quick cooker accessory. You can actually use these 2 pieces in the same cradle, and this is our springform pan, so you can make key lime pies in there too. But I took the key lime cup recipe that Pampered Chef gave us, which is designed to make 6 of these little 1 cup servings, and I made 1 big key lime pie instead because I had creme brulee in the other and I wanted to have both. So this is a ceramic pot, and it comes with a steaming lid just like the small cups do. Now the cool thing about this is that you can do something called pot-in-pot cooking. And a lot of people aren't familiar with what that is. It's where you can do 2 things or 2 recipes at the same time. So technically we're doing that right now, doing the pot-in-pot cooking with our chicken and our peppers. I'm gonna go ahead and release the steam. So you see this little button on the top? You just push that, the steam is gonna release, and I don't have to worry about it. I wasn't nervous about releasing the steam or anything. We're gonna let all that come out, but if you wanted to do pot-in-pot cooking with this ceramic pot, You can do lots of things with this. So you could put like a pot roast on the bottom, and you could do mashed potatoes in the top. I believe that recipe is actually in this cookbook. I have a salsa chicken and cilantro rice combo where you do the chicken in the bottom of the pot and you do cilantro rice in the ceramic pot on the top. All cooked at the same time in a very short amount of time. I really wish you guys could smell this, because when you release the steam, that's when you really start smelling what you're cooking. And this jerk seasoning smells amazing. So this is the ceramic pot, and this is the springform pan. I'll set these aside. And so when all the steam is released, this little red pin is going to drop down, and I'll know that it's safe to open up this pot. So the pin just dropped, and now the lid is nice and loose. So we're just gonna pull this up. Set our lid down, out of the way. One of the things I really recommend that you get if you're gonna get a quick cooker is these little microwave grips. Because, I mean, you can see the steam. This is a hot pot. You don't wanna take anything out of here and burn yourself. So what we're gonna do, we're just going to reach in and grab these little metal handles. So this is the same kind of a rack that I showed you a few minutes ago, and these are our peppers. And so we're just gonna shake those right off in there and set this aside, and then we're gonna reach in again with these microwave grips and grab the little rack. This is the little trivet that you can do pot-in-pot cooking with. So we're gonna set that aside, and we're gonna take our scoop and drain. I love this product. It's actually something that you can actually use for deep frying. It looks like a plastic product, but it's nylon, so it's heat safe. What we're gonna do is we're gonna scoop out this chicken. So remember, before we started the video, I had 2 pounds of chicken tenderloins, 1 cup of water, and 2 tablespoons of Pampered Chef's Jamaican jerk rub in here. And then we put the trivet in, added the peppers on the top, and pressure cook them. The cook time is 10 minutes. It takes about 10 minutes to come up to pressure. So you're looking at a 20-minute total cook time, which, come on, that's such a great time, right? To be able to cook dinner. So earlier tonight for my family, I made a penne pasta with meatballs, and I cooked it in a pressure cooker as well. And the cook time for that is 6 minutes. It takes about 8 to 10 minutes to come to pressure, 6-minute cook time, and then a 6-minute natural release. Now for this one, I wasn't worried about doing a natural release because it was just broth in there, no cream. But if you wanted to use like heavy cream or something, you do want to do like a natural release on that so that it doesn't spew out too much. And if it does, you can actually put a towel on top of the steam cloud to catch some of that. You can take all those pieces apart and clean them afterwards if that happens. So right now I've got the chicken and our bell pepper. We're gonna add a little bit of lime zest and some lime juice to this, and then we're gonna chop it all up with our salad choppers, which is actually one of my favorite products. I'm gonna slide these out of the way so I don't get heat on them. So we're gonna take our zester. I'll zoom in so that you guys can see this a little bit better. Just rub this back and forth. And so all I'm doing is grating the color. You don't want to grate the white part of your citrus fruit because it's actually really bitter. So you're just going to grate the colored part. And if you don't know this already, there's more flavor in the zest than there is in the juice. So if you have a recipe that calls for citrus juice, then go ahead and add the zest. So I'm going to show you guys, you can see how much zest is still in there. And so I'm going to just tap this on here like that, and I'm going to give you guys a bigger view there. Then we're going to take one of our cutting mats. These are our flexible cutting mats. I'm going to slice this lime in half. I'll teach you guys a trick. You can actually microwave your citrus fruit for about 20 to 30 seconds depending on how thick the skin is. If it's already really soft, then maybe just like 10 or 15 seconds. I feel like I said minutes, and if I said minutes, I meant seconds. Microwave your citrus fruit for 20 to 30 seconds, and it will actually release more juice from the insides of the fruit. So I'm gonna just press this in the citrus press and press it right on top of the chicken, and check this out. So you can get all of the juice out of here. It just completely inverts that. You can use this on lemons, limes, clementine oranges, and some tangerines and small oranges will fit in here. If you have really big oranges or grapefruit, then you're going to want to use our juicer. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our salad choppers. This is another product that I'm gonna zoom in for because I really want you guys to see what I'm doing here. So these are actually double-bladed scissors. Hopefully you guys can see those. And I'm gonna use them to just chop the chicken, the peppers, everything right together. And then we're mixing in that juice and the zest. So no more getting 2 forks and trying to shred your meat that you've cooked in your crock pot or your pressure cooker or your smoker on your grill. Just get out your salad choppers. So they are called salad choppers, and so they were made for chopping all of your salad ingredients in one bowl, but I think more people use them for chopping meat than they do salad. I use them for both, but they're also great for mashing potatoes. They're great for smashing avocados or bananas, anything like that. So we're just gonna chop this up, and now we have our taco mixture ready to go. So I'm gonna tell you guys what we're gonna do here. So you have some options. This is where you have the flexibility when you're using a pressure cooker and for this particular recipe. You could take this chicken mixture and you could turn it into like mile-high nachos if you wanted to. We have a beautiful chip and dip tray, or you could use one of our large round stones. I do recommend using one that has an edge around it. Put a layer of chips, a layer of chicken mixture, so this is the chicken and the peppers with the lime and the lime zest. Do a layer of that, then do a layer of cheese, then another layer of chips, chicken mixture, more cheese, put it in the oven for about 6 minutes at 425, and it'll just melt off everything really, really nice and easily. So you gotta have cheese if you have tacos. So we're gonna shred some cheese in just a second. But what I want to tell you more about are some of the functions that you can find on your pressure cooker and some things that you can make with it. So inside of your quick cooking guide right here, you're going to actually find some cooking guides. So let me zoom in so you guys can hopefully see this a little bit better. So you have a page of beans, and it tells you exactly how long to cook each type of a bean. There's a bean function on your pressure cooker, and then the other page is grains and rice. So on your pressure cooker you have a white rice, a brown rice, and a whole grain setting. The next 2 pages are vegetables. It's going to tell you if you need to use this rack or if you can leave it out. So you just need to follow the guides to tell you how to cook all these different foods. There are, if my fingers will open this, so there are 2 pages of meat and poultry also. The cool thing about this is that you can cook from frozen in your pressure cooker. So I bet if you commented in the chat right now and let me know, you probably have frozen meat in your freezer that you've thought about cooking 3 or 4 times, but you keep forgetting to thaw it out. The really cool thing about the pressure cooker is that you can cook from frozen in here, and we give you the cooking times for fresh or frozen. So obviously we're in my kitchen tonight, so I'm going to show you something that I do that makes things a little bit easier for me, and something that I recommend that you do if you happen to purchase the quick cooker. So I mentioned a few minutes ago that I have a recipe group. It's found at theflipflopchef.com, or you can just search the Flip Flop Chef on Facebook and look for the one that says recipe group beside it. All the recipes and any resource like a file download that I mentioned today, you're going to be able to find in that group. So I have all of those cooking guides in printable form for you in the recipe group. So let me show you what I do. I have these guides taped to the inside of my cabinets, and the reason that I do this is because that's where I cook with my pressure cooker. And so whenever I'm cooking, I don't have to get this cookbook out to look and see how long I should cook something. I just open the cabinet, find the food that I'm cooking, and I can see it right there. And so you can print those guides instead of having to have the cookbook out. So I really, really like that. So that is one of the things that I do that makes it a little bit easier for me. So, all right. Couple of things that are outside of the box that you might not think about making in your pressure cooker. You can make homemade vanilla extract. You can make homemade elderberry syrup. You can get so creative with this, you guys. I mean, there's not anything that you can't make in here. I really haven't found anything yet. I had a customer tell me the other day that she makes wine in her quick cooker. I haven't tried that yet. I have made sweet tea. So how many of you are sweet tea drinkers? You can put your the water, the sugar, your tea bags in here, put the lid on it, and you're going to use a custom setting for just 4 minutes. So it's really quick, really easy for you to cook or to make your sweet tea in your pressure cooker. Those are things you probably wouldn't think about making, but the homemade vanilla extract is one of my favorite things that I've made in here. There's a video on my regular Flip Flop Chef page that shows you how to do that, and it's very easy. You just need 2 ingredients. You need vanilla beans. I bought mine on Amazon, and you can also choose the liquor that you want. So vanilla beans and a bottle of liquor. You need either vodka, rum, bourbon, whatever you like. I used bourbon so that I could make bourbon vanilla extract, and I am loving it. I've been using it for probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 months now, and it's made all of my baking recipes taste even better. So, all right, so let's shred some cheese. So this is the part of the party where I always let you guys know that you have to take an oath tonight. You probably didn't know that when you came here, but this is where you're going to take the Flip Flop Chef oath. So you're going to raise your flip flop. Not really, but everybody knows me as the Flip Flop Chef because I'm always in flip flops. Ironically, I'm barefoot right now, which is one of the luxuries of being in my own kitchen. I can cook barefoot, but I wear flip-flops no matter what the weather is like, and so that's why everybody knows me, because of my flip-flops. But raise your flip-flop and just promise that anytime you cook with cheese or chocolate, that you will double whatever the recipe calls for. So if the recipe calls for 4 ounces of cheese, just use 8. If it calls for a bar of chocolate, use 2 bars, okay? So it's real easy to take that oath, right? So we're gonna use our microplane coarse grater. So if you remember, this is a microplane zester that we used for the lime. You can see that the blade is much, much more narrow. We actually have a fine grater with this same blade that's this size. So you can actually zest with the fine grater too. But I'm gonna zoom in so that you guys can see this a little bit better. And we're just gonna slide this food holder up from the bottom. Let me reposition that a little bit. And place the cheese in here. So I took an 8-ounce block of cheese and I cut it into 4 chunks, okay? You're gonna take this little food holder, pierce the cheese with that. You're gonna press right here and then just slide up and down. And you can see how easy it is to shred the cheese with this microplane grater, okay? Now, if you end up with a little sliver or a little chunk, that'll be your reward for making dinner for yourself or your family. We're gonna do the other 2 pieces here, and this is gonna go in our tacos. So I'm gonna actually transfer this back into that glass container that I just had this in. I'm gonna tell you about that next. This is very easy to clean, by the way. You just put it right in the dishwasher, and it's not difficult at all. There's a little bit of smearing because I let that cheese come to room temperature. This is our 3-cup leak-proof storage container, and I love this because of the lid. It locks on, but check this out. So we've got this huge pile of cheese, and by the way, if you don't know this, you need to be shredding your own cheese and not buying it pre-shredded at the grocery store. Because when you buy it at the grocery store pre-shredded, it comes with cellulose powder added into the cheese, and they put that in the bag to keep it from sticking together and clumping up. But it also prevents the cheese from melting. And so you definitely want your cheese to melt if you're putting it on a pizza or in like a fondue or something. And so shred your own cheese. It's cheaper to do it that way, and you're gonna get a much better result. But check this out. Lots of cheese, really quick and easy. And this is our flexible cutting mat. This comes as a set of 3. I love this because I can funnel the cheese right back into this 3-cup container. All right? And then you can just store this in the fridge. You're gonna press down and then lock the sides. It's a glass container, plastic lid, and a leak-proof seal. The container can go in the microwave, the freezer, the dishwasher, the oven, the refrigerator. The lid can go everywhere except for the oven. So I hope you guys are having a good time so far. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments and I'll definitely get back to you guys afterwards. So, before we build our taco, we have to do something fun. So I've got about a half a container of sour cream, and I'm just gonna mix this in this container. So if you're serving this at a party or something, then you could do this in a small bowl that's nice and pretty. We've already had dinner today, and so this is actually gonna probably be our lunch tomorrow, and so it'll go in the fridge. But I'm gonna take some more of this, the Jamaican jerk rub. I'm gonna do a tablespoon, and check this out. This is our stackable measuring spoon set. So you've got every measurement from 1/8 of a teaspoon all the way up to a tablespoon, and I love that it actually has a half tablespoon size. But my favorite thing is that the tablespoon size fits inside of a standard spice bottle, you guys. So we're gonna pour that tablespoon in there, and then I'm gonna use, this is our mini skinny. If you're familiar with our scrapers, then you probably already have them and love them. This one is a relatively new one, and it's the mini skinny. So this is just about a half a container of sour cream mixed with some of the Jamaican rub. So if you like sour cream on your nachos, you're gonna love adding this in. We're gonna spice this up a little bit more. We're gonna add some cilantro, and we're gonna use our herb mill for this. So I wanna show you these cool baskets, by the way. So this is just one of the several that we have available. They're food safe, but my favorite thing about them is they're dishwasher safe. So if you like to entertain outdoors, whether it's on your porch, by the lake, by the ocean, by the pool, wherever you like to entertain, these can go outside, and if they get dirty, you bring them in, put them in the dishwasher, and they're really, really easy to clean. So we're gonna use some of our cilantro in our herb mill here. So this comes apart. I'm gonna show you guys. Let's pop this apart. And so you've got two pieces. You'll see that there is a ceramic ball in here. I'm actually gonna leave that in the top, so it's actually in the bottom of the lid. And then these two pieces come apart for easy cleanup. Let me put that back together. I'm gonna take some cilantro and use our kitchen shears here. Put those in there. Let me show you these shears because they're just so awesome. They come completely apart, so you need to get the salad choppers and our shears. Love these. These can be sharpened. They have a lifetime guarantee. These do need to be hand washed, but our salad choppers can go in the dishwasher. All right, so we're gonna put these in here. Put the lid, or actually it's the base, but I have us holding it upside down. So let me show you what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna shake this up. You wanna hold both pieces so you don't throw this across the room. And I'm doing this to damage the herbs, get a little bit more oil out of them. And so look, you can just chop that right into the sour cream here. So I'm also gonna add a little bit into our chicken mixture so you can see this again. So we can put a little bit in with the chicken mixture, and then you just kind of shake that up a little bit, and that ceramic ball pushes the herbs right down into the mill. So now we're ready to build our tacos. So are you guys excited about this? The third option that I mentioned to you guys was to make a salad. So if you wanted to turn this into a salad, you could cook the chicken and the peppers just the way that we did to start this, and then you would make your bed of greens, and you could make a salad dressing. So take a ranch, either make it homemade or buy it in a bottle, and mix in a little bit of the Jamaican jerk rub. It's so good. Or if you wanted to, you could even do like a mayonnaise mixture with pineapple preserves. You can get really creative, add pasta if you want. So you can do so many different things in so many different ways when you're cooking a recipe. So take one thing and make 3 or 4 different options. So we're gonna take a taco. Now this is kind of like a burrito. They're the bigger ones. That's what Instacart brought me, and I was fine with that. But you're gonna build your tacos here. Now if you wanted to bake these, you could toast them in the oven before you serve them, but we're just gonna build a taco just like this. You can make them into a taco or a burrito, however way you want. And super easy. You're gonna just add your cheese. I like lots of cheese on mine. And then I'm not gonna add the sour cream because I'm actually gonna just wrap this up and I will eat it tomorrow for lunch. And so you could serve it like this, or if you wanted to, you could actually wrap it up just like a burrito if you wanted to, and you could freeze these and reheat them when you're ready to eat them. So I love how many options the pressure cooker gives me. You can even cook more than 2 pounds of chicken and still be able to get that trivet on the top. So there's lots of great things that you can do with the pressure cooker. I could go on and on and on and give you guys all kinds of recipes, but I hope that you guys enjoyed learning about the quick cooker, learning about how to make these jerk chicken tacos. You can make nachos, you can make a salad, you can get really, really creative with this. So after the party, I will actually respond to any questions that you guys have. So if you haven't posted them, but you have some questions, go ahead and put those in the comments and I will answer you guys after the party. There's also a shopping link for the party and I'll post that in the comments. And if you would like to look through a digital catalog, I can actually post a link that would give you the option to flip through the pages of the catalog. You want to make sure that when you do your shopping though, that you actually shop through the party link, not the catalog. So hopefully that doesn't confuse you guys. But I hope you had a great time, and if I can help you with anything from here on out, I hope that you will join my recipe group, the Flip Flop Chef. Look for the one that says recipe group, and then I have a page on Facebook, which is typically where I do videos like this, and it's just called the Flip Flop Chef. The good news is if you search the Flip Flop Chef, you're gonna get 3 different results, and they're all me. You're welcome to send me a friend request as well. But I am so thankful that you guys joined me tonight. Hope you had a great time, and I'll be checking the comments. So have a great evening.